Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about what happens if the US dollar loses its currency. What happens if BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, BRICS, all of a sudden is world currency? No, can't be. What happens if the yuan is the world currency? No, it can't be. But if anything is a world currency besides the US dollar, well, we have plans, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do. We have solutions here. But first, we're going to be talking about what's going to happen if the United States does not have world currency, and it's going to be bad for a lot of people if you're not prepared. Let's talk about it. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, please share the videos because you never know who you're going to be able to help and who's looking for information. Today's information is vitally important. There's a lot of people who do not understand that the United States government is printing money out of thin air. The rest of the world is being suppressed and oppressed based on the US dollar currency because you can actually say we have sanctions against you. And then therefore all the nations that carry the US dollar, you can be cut out. But if you don't carry the US dollar and you have a BRICS deal, well, guess what? We can still do transactions if we're Russia and we have sanctions, if we're China and we have sanctions, if we're India and have sanctions, because we have our other partners that's going to trade in a certain coin or currency. So just keep this in mind. So what's going to happen? Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, we're going to go to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page, where I'm hoping that you still haven't subscribed yet and you've gone on and subscribed. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, hit the join button. Here's a few members right here that's showing, courtesy of YouTube. And remember, under the community tab, they receive special messages, 1 or 2 videos per month, and a few other perks as well. Now, let's get rapidly into this dollar. There's lots of this nonsense talk. Yuan, here it is right here on Bloomberg a few days ago. China's yuan replaces dollar as most traded currency in Russia. Why? Because they are part of doing business with Russia in the BRICS program. So, of course, it's going to be used instead of the dollar because the United States has sanctions against them. So they can use other currencies to go against, and the currency of China, which is the yuan, well, let's just call it money laundering. How is that? The yuan can be exchanged into the dollar, right? Just saying, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, if I'm doing business with China, all I have to do is do business with China. China flips it back into the dollar, and we carry on. So again, it's the own making of the United States government that is making the value of the United States dollar worse. All right? You guys know that here. You guys are part of the SSN Nation, SSN Academy, SSN University. You're learning all this stuff because it's the no guru zone. We don't charge for courses, like a 20% off our course. We don't do that around here. You get the information that you need so you can make economic and financial decisions. Now, let's get into an article. I'm going to have this article, which is even better. The one that came out last September. What happens if the United States loses its world currency status? Just so you know, I'm not the only one that says any of this crazy. And of course, they're all thinking that down the line, the United States will lose its currency because we're so far out of whack. We got to stop printing money. We have to stop doing bailouts. So there is no way around it. And what also has happened, here's the leading countries. Britain, Germany, Australia, and South Korea signed up to join the new development bank. Well, see, this new development bank is actually a China bank. So here is the new development bank centered in Shanghai is a multi-billion-dollar investment by BRICS nations to circumvent the US and IMF. International Monetary Fund is IMF. United States, of course, everyone knows where that is. Now, here's the problem with all of this. So remember, the Asian Development Bank is what they're calling it. The new development bank. These all over, and it butts heads with Taiwan, and China struggles with declining credit. So everybody has a problem with credit and their currency. The question is there enough currency out there? No, there's not enough currency out there, ladies and gentlemen. All right? The other nations don't print money like the United States because they're not on world currency. They do print money, but the United States has no repercussions for printing money. United States and allies can say, hey, you know what? Your currency's 10 to 1. Your currency's 5 to 1. Your currency's 50 to 1. In fact, your credit is no good. So since you're over leveraged, we can't extend credit to you. You're a risk. Imagine if all of a sudden everybody said, you can't get credit, United States. That's what we're talking about if there is a currency problem here. Now, I don't want to get into this because this is going to take 20, 30 minutes, but I'm trying to make this short as possible. Preparation is the key. So where's my silver stackers? Where's my gold stackers? Where are you at? That's right. You should have some silver, gold, and precious metals. Why? Because they're the same value around the world, regardless of currency. But the thing is, you're going to have to buy at all-time highs if you want to buy some more. That's what's going to happen if there's a collapse in currency. Then you're going to have to sell off what you have and turn it into, oh my, fiat. That's an option that you're going to ultimately going to have to deal with. But of course, you might have more pennies of fiat than other people, but the currency that you exchange it back into, it can't be worth pennies. So, but the good news with gold, silver, and precious metals is, let's just say I can be in another country with a few pieces of gold and silver and precious metals and change it into whatever the world currency is, dollar for dollar, instead of having a currency crisis that could happen in the United States where all of a sudden $1,000 is worth $5. So there you go. That's how you do it. So if you want to win at this, that's one of the little keys right there. You're going to have yourself some little gold, silver, precious metals. What else should you have? You should have assets. Why should we have assets? Well, because if you have assets, preferably outside of the country, now you know why all the wealthy have offshore corporations, shell corporations, so they can have assets around the world, because you actually build in a hedge against any currency collapse because your asset is generating income in a stable currency. So if I'm over in, of course, one of my favorite places right now, Dominican Republic, and you actually have rental income coming in for the Dominican pesos, that currency is valued at a certain number. But is it going to be valued at less than whatever the world currency would be if the United States wasn't? Unlikely. So therefore, I'm not going to lose any money. My value over there is 400,000. It's still 400,000 worldwide. If I have assets in America and I have a house and I have passive income coming in, now the currency goes down, the value of the house could go down, but I still have a way to rent it out. I still have a way to get passive income coming in. So the key is we need assets. Stock market, you have stocks which are considered assets, but if there's a currency crisis, your stock's not going to help you. The value of the stocks are going to go down with the currency. So again, which assets are you going to buy? You know what's going to become more valuable? You can read probably some of this article. You want to know what else is going to be valuable? Acreage. Your knowledge. That's right. Acreage where you can actually grow, barter, do things like that. And think of working. How many people can work on cars? How many people can fix AC units? How many people can do any other fundamental business with their hands. How many people can fix roofs? How many people can do carpentry? How many people can do any of the manufacturing if the manufacturing facilities are gone? Now, do you have the skill set? You're going to become more valuable, meaning you'll be able to live. You'll be able to provide for your family. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to make this real short. I'm going to have a link down below to this article from North State Journal, which is actually pretty good, April 9th, 2023, but it was actually printed up in September of 2022, and it still holds true today. So with all that said, something for you to think about, and hopefully you'll start making plans, because the United States will lose its world currency status. It's had it for like 80 years. Over the course of 80 years, or close to 80 years, there's other countries that have world currency before the United States, several countries, France, UK. So sooner or later, you're going to lose world currency and you're going to find yourself in a funk. And then where are you going to be? So that's why you need offshore assets. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Make comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And with all that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why I can only give you suggestions. Stop Struggling Now is across the board. It's worldwide now. You just don't have to worry about the United States. But worldwide, you need something off the coast of the United States if you want to protect yourself. And we have ways to do it. Just check out our Punta Cana, Dominican Republic freedom papers. No credit check, no qualifying real estate. It's deeded just like in the United States, and therefore you have an advantage. So get started now. You have time now. You got a few years. If anything's going to happen, it could be 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, but you might as well get yourself ready. And you might want to get another passport as well. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.